let me get up in this. Oh, by the way, hello, Phil. By the way, Phil Spencer. Let me ask you this. So, what did you start? What did you just start it? Microsoft encouraged developers to avoid exaggerated female designs. Let me read the title again. Microsoft encouraged developers to avoid exaggerated female designs. Okay. Oh, by the way, hello viewers. Another beautiful day. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. Look, exaggerated female design. If you're talking about on a modest, okay. If you're talking about like women designs like in video games in America versus women design in video games, say like in overseas. That might be one thing. If you're talking about modesty, okay, you might have a point, but there's nothing exaggerated about a woman shape or figure. So when you say the exaggerated design, if it's to protect, if you're going to on a pornography level, okay, I get it. If it's dealing with modesty, okay, I understand that part. If it's showing too much, say like cleavage and stuff like that, okay, I get it. But let's not kid ourselves here. There's nothing exaggerated about a woman's shape and figure. Listen to this. Says, what's up, Tech for Gamers? Listen to this. Microsoft encouraged developers to avoid exaggerated female designs. Says here, Microsoft aimed to avoid negative gender stereotypes. Gender stereotypes. Says here, so I can get this here. Microsoft is against making women curvy in video games. Well, there's curvy women. There's curvy women in the real world. Phil Spencer, you open a can of worms. Says here, the gaming giant has provide guidelines not to make the design exaggerated to avoid negative gender stereotypes. Says a game like Stellar Blade takes the exact opposite approach. Says there various if I can get this. Various female characters have played iconic role in video games, such as Lara Croft, Bayonetta, and Ada Wong. Therefore, it's safe to say that females are a huge part of the industry, becoming fan favorites throughout the year. However, some can often come with exaggerated designs. This is becoming less common in the industry today, and Microsoft Production Inclusion Action helps explain why. On its website, the gaming giant discouraged developers from creating such characters. Says here why it matters. With Sweet Baby Inc. becoming highly popular, inclusivity is more important than ever for developers and publishers. But it says question: Are you telling new stories or sharing new perspective within the product experience? Do all your characters / players depiction looks the same? In the real world, all women don't look the same. Anyway, says here, what steps have you taken to ensure characters are represented respectfully and authentically? It says, see if I can get this here. It says here, how have you validated assumption you have made about your audience to check for blind spots or unintended stereotypes? Says here, would you feel proud to show a member of a community how their culture / character is depicted within your experience? Well, let's see here. You got some women are big, some are muscular. Just saying, in the real world. So just saying. But anyway, but I see where they're going with this. Says here, are you reinforce any negative gender stereotypes? Are you are you unnecessarily introducing a gender barriers into your code and design? Are you creating playable female characters that are equal in skills and abilities to their male peers? Are you are your female characters equipped with clothing and armor that fits their task? It says, do they have exaggerated body portions? When the story allows, do you show female characters who display a full range of emotions? I mean, when the story allows, do you show male characters who display a full range of emotions, including joy, sadness, and vulnerability? Come on, we've been having video games doing that, so that's nothing new. It says here, what percent of the screen time, or then it says in parentheses, are on-screen presence, speaking lines, heroes, is held by different gender, racial identities? Says here, as a part of the Inclusivity Initiative, Microsoft has offered developers a list of questions to consider before creating their games. These include various stereotypes that the gaming giant believes, wait a minute, where am I at? Believes that are best left out. Among other things on the list, Microsoft official website points to historical controversial character designs. It says, are your female characters equipped with clothing and armor that fits their task? Do they exaggerate body portions? It says, the biggest example of such a character would be Bayonetta, where the character design is integrated into every facet of the game. It also plays a role in the gameplay, with Bayonetta utilizing her hair for combos. Anyhow, Microsoft seems to argue in favor of more realistic character proportion. However, Stellar Blade, another game with a controversial design, has used a Korean model for its main character. And it says, rated 18 plus, the game seems to be a throwback to a female character design rarely seen today. Protagonist Eve is based on a 3D scan of Shin Jae-yun, a Korean model. Still, Microsoft appears to be against more curvy and intentionally designed females. Says here, Fable expect to ship in 2025 previously generated criticism for the female character shown last year. As in-house studio, Playground Games likely followed these guidelines closely, highlight a different approach compared to the likes of Bayonetta or Stellar Blade. Says here, and I think that's the end of the article, or a good article. What's this? Tech for Gamers. Got a couple comments here. 21. It says, somebody said here, Linda said this, Sweet Baby Inc. is a pox on gaming. We don't want your opinion. You make things not fun. You make things ugly. Any game with your involvement will, anyway. And then Sinister said this, and will be ignored. And then the take said this, men want women who are easy on the eyes, like Tifia, Lady, other Japanese game characters, not women who looks like a man, like your Fable. All right, look. Okay, Phil Spencer. If it's a modesty thing, that's one thing. If it's to protect the audience from say pornographic material, okay, that's another thing. But when you say you're against when the article says you're against women curvy in video games, now you're being you're not even thinking straight, because in the real world there are curvy women, you know. Some women are tall, some women are short, some women are big, some are muscular, some are a little overweight. I mean, have a little weight on them, or some are fluffy, so to speak. And then you got some women that are athletic. Some women are Victoria's Secret, whatever you want to call it, women. Some women are curvy. Some women are in different fields, different professions. Some are religious. So you can't just single out curvy women and then try to put these rules in video games. Now, if it's one thing if a female character is showing too much cleavage or showing too much skin, for instance, like say like when they wear shorts, then you got a point there. But to just single out curvy women, that's a no-go. That's not good. So but if it's also based on a pornographical issue where you're trying to protect your audience, young and old, I get it. But you cannot single out curvy women. You know, that's just who they are. You know. Now with these consoles that we have now, and how powerful they are, like back in the let's say back in the 8-bit Nintendo days, 16-bit Nintendo days, back in the PlayStation 1 days, and or Sega Saturn, 64 Dreamcast, you had women in video games that were curvy. There wasn't a problem then. So why is it a problem now? But again, if it's showing too much cleavage and revealing too much skin, that's one thing. But then again, as you go up in specs and consoles, the detail on women get more real. The detail on characters, they get more. The detail on characters get even more realer. So, you shouldn't be against women that are curvy women. You know, they are who they are. You know, so to single them out. You know, I mean, you got some women that are, let me use a good word here. Some women are small-chested, big-chested, or large-chested. Are you going to single them out too? But I get where you guys are coming from when it comes to like showing too much. You know, this whole article is really about modesty, but I get it. But you just can't just single out curvy women in video games, you know, and then you try to put pressure on and then you try to give the developers some guidelines, you know. It's like okay, don't cross this, don't go over into this. It's kind of like a Lion King example where Mufasa told Simba, that's beyond our borders. We must never go there. But it's a protection for the developers, but you're not going to be able to stop developers from making women curvy in video games. Now, say in the Asian country, women are depicted as being curvy and etc. But a lot of their games, that's just how they designed the characters. It's not a bad thing, but when it comes to modesty, it's important. I mean, you got to make the presentation better, you know. But other than that, man, you can't be against curvy women like women that are curvy. They like their bodies they like who they are. You know, they're comfortable in their own skin. But if this article really comes down to modesty. That's what this whole article comes down to. So, like some women are short, some women are short and are big. Some women are medium and they're big. Some women are, some women are short and curvy. Some women are medium and curvy. Some are tall and curvy. So you can't just single them out like that. But if it's it's a mod. This whole, I mean, but this is just about modesty, and that's all they had to say. You know, like, okay, you know, don't reveal too much. It's like, okay, we're not against curvy women, but don't reveal too much. You know, because I mean, we're trying to protect the audience and stuff like that. That's what they should have done. But just to single them out like that, not good, man. But other than that, man, not all women in the real world, you know, are built the same, and it should be the same in video games. But with a little, well, I mean, but modesty should be involved. You know, that's what it comes down to. So yeah. But other than that, man, exaggerated. In the real world, some women are they come in different shapes and sizes, man. So there's nothing exaggerated about them, you know. About them, it's just if you're talking about the clothing issue, then say that. Then make okay. And then, but then make it that point. But when they're big and medium and curvy and all that, ain't nothing exaggerated about that. You know, this just comes down to the whole modesty issue. You know, when it comes to when it comes to video games, you know, like what's like how much, you know, clothing, you know, a character should have, and then go on from there. But yeah, but shouldn't just single out curvy women like that, man. You know, yeah, you know, I mean, I know we're in trying times, and you're trying to protect the viewers from what they see on screen. I get that, but curvy women are going to be curvy women. Now it's up to the developers now to like make sure they're fully clothed. Make sure they're fully clothed. Make sure that they're fully clothed, and then you know that's fine once they're fully clothed. But can't just single them out. Can't just single them out like that, man. So not good. Anyway, man, that's my thoughts on the whole thing, though. You know, so but this comes down to this whole article, though. It really comes down to a modesty issue. That's what all this comes down to. You know, whether a woman is whether she's short, whether she's medium, whether she's tall, whether she's skinny, whether she's a little, whether she's fat or overweight, or whether she's you know, athletic, whether she's a model in the game, whether she's, you know, whatever role she plays in the game. This whole article comes down to it's a modesty issue, because they show a picture here of Stellar Blade, and I'm seeing what Microsoft is trying to get at. But where they messed up at is when they single out curvy women. Not good. You know, this whole article is all about modesty. You know, about the clothing a woman. You know, the clothing a woman wear. You know, so yeah. But yeah, that's all this is, man. So yeah. So you know, because you're trying to protect your viewers, your audience from what they see on screen. You know, you know, because you know, pornography is a big issue. It's a big issue, you know, in the world. You know, so, you know, and it affects a lot of people. So this article really comes down to modesty. You know, is the woman, is she wearing fully clothed? You know, is she showing too much? You know, so yeah, and you know, take it from there. So that's it in a nutshell, man. But you know, women that are models in video games are going to be models. Women that are curvy in video games are going to be curvy. Women that are stocky, or are they big, or they you know, they're going to be who they are in video games. But you know, this article really comes down to modesty, and that's what this whole article is. I think that's what they're stressing on this whole wearing proper wearing proper attire in video games. So yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this, man. So Microsoft, don't single curvy women out like that. So yeah. They might be offended. So yeah. But this is talking about modesty, man, and about being fully clothed, and about being fully clothing, in video games, so because they're trying to protect, kids, kids, infants, teenagers, young adults. Yeah, that's what this comes down to, man. So I get the whole why they show Stellar Blade, and based on the outfit that she's wearing, I see where they're coming from with this. So this all comes down to modesty, and how the developers present the characters. I mean, they can have a curvy woman in video games. They can if they want to. But the question is she gonna be, fully clothed? Is she gonna be, she needs to have some type of clothing on, protecting her body or body parts. Whether it's her, her stomach, her chest, she got to have on clothing. So that's what this article is all about. It's all about modest. I think the point that Microsoft is really trying to address here is modesty. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy it. Nice talking to you people again. Crystal Star Wars Star Trek Expanding Port Dark Section. Go. Peace.